All right, so I will now try to speak about something I have tried so hard not to even think about for the last like 8 years or something. And that is tinnitus or tinnitus. And it comes in many forms and for many reasons. And there is, so many different versions. But for me, I have finally been able to almost completely get rid of it. And just to give you an idea of how bad it can be, it's like everything that should be enjoyable become just really less enjoyable, and it's always there, and you sleep worse, and you just are in a bad mood, and it really drains your life. So I'm really, really happy that it's gone away. And of course, I can't make any guarantees, but just to give you an idea of my journey around this, and if this my cure for this might be of value for you too. So I have like a note of things I want to say about this, because if you have tinnitus, you probably take this quite seriously. So I don't want to just rush over things. So, the background story is I was exposed to a situation with extremely high sound, just like an accident, explosion. That is so the whole thing was so stupid. I don't want to think about it. And for the first couple of days, it was really, really super high, ringing in both ears, and almost like vertigo. I was completely blown away by the ringing, and I immediately realized that this is really bad. This is really bad, and after a while, when I googled around this, I realized I should have gone immediately to the hospital and get some cortisone, because that can help as when you have the sound trauma, then it can help to go to the hospital right away and get some cortisone. I didn't, because I didn't know about that, and I just hoped that it would fade out and disappear, and it didn't, and it stayed, and it has been my my partner for the last 8 years. So constant ringing, and in both ears, really super annoying. And I have some tips for you who are suffering from this now. The thing that worked well for me for relaxing, when it's just bad and you just want to relax, is this video. I hope you can see the screen, but it's just, if you just go to YouTube and search for sweeping noise tinnitus, that's a really, sounds like or something like that. And it has really been good. Not too high, but in a moderate level. And I'm maybe imagining, but I think that it works better on Android devices or a PC than on an iPhone or iPad, because it's like Apple is protecting your ears, so they filter the frequencies of this noise too aggressively. So the remedy of the sound becomes less when you're using an iPhone. Maybe that's just in my head, but that is how I experienced it. Okay, and so this is the symptoms for me regarding the tinnitus is really high pitch on both ears. And it's often worst after sleeping or after taking a nap, which you really want to do, because you're constantly a bit drained because of the tinnitus, and also a bit of a pain in the ears. And for example, I play the piano quite a lot, or at least used to, and that has been really quite awful too, because when I play the piano, like after 10 or 15 minutes, my ear starts to hurt. So that has been a bummer for me. I can't enjoy play the piano anymore. So I've been playing the guitar instead. So And after a few years, I went to the doctor because we are different in our heads, but I guess you can relate to that. If you don't think about it, it's not there. And I tried that for some years, but then I realized that this thing is really taking the best out of me. I need to see the doctor about this. So I went there, and they did all the tests, and they concluded that my central ear was fine, and that it was the inner ear where all the what do you call the shell, or what you call it, with the nerves, they were damaged. So there was nothing to do really. Just they gave me some hearing aids, things to put in your ears to boost some frequencies, but the battery life of those was just a joke. I couldn't get used to using them really, so it was like either they were gone or the batteries were dead. So it was, the help wasn't that great, unfortunately. And what's worse is that I believe these words. I think I'm not a doctor. I don't really know what I'm talking about, and I think that nobody knows very much about tinnitus, because it's you who experience it, and nobody else know exactly what's going on here. But I trusted the doctor in what they said, and now in March this year, my tinnitus got worse, and I was really, in a bad mood, just thinking, what's the point of all this? And I just want to end this noise. What do I need to do? And the thoughts that comes to your mind when you have tinnitus. So then I realized, wait a minute, this has become worse now. If it can become worse, then maybe it can become better. And maybe for the first time, I started to question what the doctor had said about the inner ears. And I thought, okay, maybe because I was really focused on, mental training and trying to train the brain to strip away these frequencies and stuff like that. But now it was like a completely new idea about what if the doctor was wrong? What if my inner ears are maybe not perfect, but maybe it's also in the center ear that are problematic? So I gave it a shot, and I started to. I've been working as an actor before, so I done some voice exercises and stuff like that. So I started with a few of those and some sprays for the nose, and I was quite shocked how quick that effect was. So just give you an idea what I've tried and what hasn't worked. I have tried this tapping on the back without success. I have tried rubbing ears and putting stuff in the ears, and of course you can take out the wax and stuff like that, do that professionally, but it hasn't worked very much. But now I took a glass of water and some salt, and you tilt your head and pull that into your nose. And there, I'm not going to show you. There are videos showing you that. You don't need any special equipment. Just clean water and some salt and a glass of water. And I think that you should warm the water to just a bit above room temperature, about like you're baking a bread, and you're putting the yeast into just around that. So and you put that into your nose, and stuff go out your nose that you don't want to see. And for me, I have also used 3 different sprays that I think worked well for me. And this is not a commercial or anything. It's just that I've tried quite a few, and these are the ones for me. And maybe you don't have these in your country, but this is like a cortisone spray. And this is just menthol spray. So it's like eating for your throat, but you get it in your nose. And this third one is oil. It's actually sesame oil, so you need to be sure that you aren't allergic to sesame oil. So what I do, my procedure now is that I take this glass of water and I pour it into the nose, and I make sure that my both nose is quite okay, and I don't try to depressurize the ears by doing this. No, not a good idea. I take the glass of water and I take these sprays, and then I try to what do you say, jasp? Do you say that? Like a dog, they really open out their mouths. And if you can hear some clicks in your ears, that's a good sign. And if you can't, don't go obsessive about it. Just be patient. So that's that. What I also try to do is a humming sound that can be really good to loosen things that are a bit tight or stuck, and that can sound funny, but it's like you do this sound, and you try to direct it to your different you have these cavities in your inside your head. Just try to direct that so you get some oscillation in your head, and it should feel good. If it doesn't, don't do it. But it's like, and suddenly things open up, and it's also a great exercise for warming up your voice if you're making a speech or singing or something, because it's you get these really nice overtones in all your as you sing. So you get the bass also. Actually, your frequency spectrum widens when you do that. Yeah, and I think maybe this is about it. I've been, the progression has gone really quick. I take these sprays, and one is almost out now, and I take the glass of water, and I've been doing this for like less than 2 weeks, and the difference is, I don't know if you have this VAS scale between pain between 1 and 10, and previously it could be like a 4 on that scale, and the constant 4 is like so annoying. And now I think my tinnitus, when I'm home and there's not too much noise, it's like 1, 1.5, and when I'm out, I don't even think about it. So I don't want to give you any false promises here or something like that, because as I said, there are so many different cases. But I think my conclusion is that if you feel that there is some pain in your ear, I kind of question that the inner ears can feel pain in that way. So I'm not a doctor, but I question that. So therefore I came to this, idea about putting all my effort in the central part of the ear. Also what I really, really, really want to stress is that if your tinnitus gets better, don't be stupid and go out and pretend that you have your old life back. The old life you had before you had the whatever accident or whatever you had. You don't have that life anymore. You need to protect your ears really, really well. I was out the other night, and I naturally regret it, but immediately the tinnitus came back, just for some noises, or it was a pub. So I'm buying these professional hearing aids now. Or if you don't have anything else, you can use your earbuds to just cancel out some of the noise, because your ears are, even if you get rid of the tinnitus, in my experience, they are super sensitive, and they are old and fragile, so you need really to take care of them. And don't be an idiot just because the tinnitus gets better. So just let me check this, if I got anything. I actually think I got most of this. And if you don't know this channel is not about tinnitus at all. It is about me trying to build a DAW, and I've just, created an Android app that is fantastic in you have a lot of parameters, so it becomes a guitar effect pedal, and I'm trying to make something really cool here regarding music. And the irony is that tinnitus have in a way locked me in, so I didn't really know what to do with my time. So I thought that, well, I can build something that is really awesome. And now that my tinnitus is so much better, I just need to get started with doing things outside the screen too. So that might give some that might hurt the project, but on the other hand, I'm thinking of open sourcing it so others can contribute. So I hope you enjoyed this video about tinnitus, and if you don't have tinnitus, and if you don't care about this, you probably know someone with tinnitus, and please be respectful, because it's really a pain to live with. So don't say anything clever like, oh, isn't that just imagination, or something like that, because that is really annoying to hear, on top of everything else. So I think that's it, and I really wish for you to that things get better for you, and if they do, please post a comment and let others know that this actually makes sense. Okay, take care everyone. Cheers.